Welcome to Tea with Terri. Today on Tea with Terri, we're going to talk about the upper world. If you're doing a shamanic journey to the upper world, what you might experience and why you might do it. So I've talked about the lower world already, and I've talked about the middle world. Now we're in the upper world. So why would you go there? Why would someone do a shamanic journey to the upper world? And the typical answer is that you journey to the upper world to learn a lesson, to get a teaching around something, around a situation. Up in the upper world, we're met by our spirit teachers and our spirit guides who are here to grow us and to bring us the lessons. So how do you get there? How would you travel to the upper world? And just as you can hear in what it's called, the upper world, you would travel upward. Like with the lower world, you travel downward. And when you're heading to the upper world, in your imaginative space, in your shamanic journey space, or your meditation space, you imagine that you're going upward somehow. So it might be that you're climbing a mountain, or you find yourself at the very top of a mountain and a winged one comes along. You have a special spirit guide who takes you to the upper world. You climb on his back, and this giant eagle soars you up into the upper world. It may be that it's a light shaft. You're standing in a field somewhere and there's this beam of light. And when you step into it, then you can start to ascend to the upper world. You can travel up there through that beam of light. I have heard people who travel to the upper world by walking over a rainbow. You might find sometimes I actually get into an elevator. I climb, I feel myself walking to the top of a mountain. And then at the top of the mountain, there is a glass elevator. And I step into the elevator and I press the button and it takes me to the penthouse. And that is how I actually can often travel to the upper world. So find the way that works for you. Find a way that has meaning and a way that you can use to quickly get into that space of greater knowing, of greater wisdom, the space of deep teachings where we can ask for the lessons around a certain situation or around anything, really. So, what does it look like? What does the upper world look like? And again, as with all things, I'll give you some examples, but I really encourage you to do the journey yourself, to experience traveling to the upper world, to seek some wisdom or a teaching or learn the lessons around something, and just see what you find, see what meets you there. But for many people, the upper world is a more ethereal world. It's, think of it as though you were walking around on the clouds, maybe. I personally experience it as very white, very clear, and very light. Everything is well lit, and the walls are white. If I'm in a building, the columns are white. The environment is very white for me. Now, you may experience it differently. Sometimes I've heard people talk about how the world sparkles in the upper world. So yeah, I think that's kind of how the upper world looks. It can be ethereal. It can be sort of cloudy and misty. It can be white. It can be sparkly. It's very light filled usually, though. So I hope you'll try a journey to the upper world, ask for a lesson or a teaching around something, and see who meets you there. See if your spirit guides and spirit teachers will show up for you. I know they will. See what they are and who they are and how they might help guide your life. Enjoy your travels. Thank you.